Hello and welcome back. I'm Normal Player Guy, and boy, do I love being right. So, yes, so now we have this little mini celebration going on just alongside the part four, the final part of the 7th anniversary. And I was indeed right. This will be, as in chronological order, it was Raditz to come out. This also has Easy A TURLES. It'll be a small celebration, but it's ready to come out as we speak. So here we go. We'll look into the Raditz and the Nappa straight away. They are both Saiyan Saga related leads. So if you don't really have much in that, or you have the new LRs for them, could be a good pull for you. That being said, should you actually summon on the banners? Well, for global, probably yes, maybe, because it starts off as 25, then 30, then 45 stones. So for around 100 stones, and the last one, by the way, is actually guaranteed to be a featured unit. Now, I did this myself, and I walked away with Entrusted Will Lead Trunks, and I walked away with Heavenly Events Lead Kid Gohan. And someone else as well. So I walked away with 2 featured units. Now, it's worth it probably going for that as compared to what's on there. You do have Saiyan Saga Lead, Entrusted Will, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's on there, the Int one if you haven't got him for the Shadow Dragon Saga. So, depending on who you need, it could be worth summoning just for the discounts, but just don't go past the discounted multi summons. That's for sure, because obviously later on we've got the worldwide download celebration. Right, we'll cut straight into Nappa first, who's the banner unit to come alongside. Now, historically, these have actually been quite good in getting better. So let's have a look. So, Saiyan Saga, 130% across the board. That's not too bad. It's runnable, not too bad. So, greatly raises defense. That's a 50% raise, and that's about it. Only does supreme damage. I don't expect him to be a powerhouse, but I expect him to be a tank then. So, he gets 178% attack. He gets 780% defense. The more HP remaining, the greater the boost. Wow. 780%. This guy's going to have like 500k at start of turn. This is absolutely insane. Is that right? Attack 78% when facing only one enemy. That seems about right. Saiyan Saga allies 2 key, 30% to stats. That's pretty good. Additional attack 7% and defense 8% for Saiyan Saga category allies per existing super class enemy. Right, so if you go in pure Saiyan Super Battle Road, you might be able to get that. That's actually going to be really difficult to get that. It depends on who they qualify as Saiyan Saga enemies, not just super class enemies. You might struggle to get that, but it's possible. In Human Deeds, you might be able to run this guy on. I presume this guy's on it. This guy is not on Inhuman Deeds. That's actually interesting. So his stats are pretty good though. 178% attack, that's a lot, and a crazy amount of defense, 780%. But there's no start of turn defense, which means that while he might have a lot right there, once he gets hit, once you start lose health, he's not going to be the greatest. You think turn one, slot one, this guy's going to be amazing, especially with his greatly raised defense. Yeah, turn one, slot one, definitely a great defensive option for Saiyan Saga in difficult content. Past that, you're going to struggle. It has an active skill. So it's ultimate damage, which is funny because he only does Supreme on his super attack. Lowers attack by 31%. Oh, right, and lowers defense by 81% and seals the super attack. That's actually pretty good. Lowering defense, not really too bad. So lowers enemy attack and seals them. Looks like it's Cybermen. And it can be activated when facing 3 or more enemies after he's received 6 attacks in a battle. Interesting. So they do want you to, yeah, okay. So if you can run him in, let's say, be Pure Saiyans, Space Traveling Warriors, and those are the ones that have Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stages, you throw him in slot 1, then that's going to be, you can pop that turn 1 straight away, can't you? Because it's 3 or more enemies. So you'll be able to get both of those within the first 2 turns. And you'll be able to lower the attack, steal the attacked enemy, and have that crazy defense to stack it all up. I'm going to be curious to see how this guy fares out. You're going to want him on a very good lead. probably a Pure Saiyans would be a good one. Space Traveling Warriors has a 200% lead. To see how that fares out, that is a curious, curious unit, but one that's come out nonetheless. Now we'll go straight into Raditz now. So Raditz is now the leader for Saiyan Saga and Pure Saiyans. Wow, Pure Saiyans. 3 key 170% across the board, and an additional 30%, so that's a 200% lead for Space Traveling Warriors. Very good. That's actually very, very good for Pure Saiyans and Space Traveling Warriors. You're going to struggle a little bit pending on links. Oh, no, not necessarily. You're going to get Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, and even Brutal Beatdown. That actually could be good. If you run a Space Traveling Warriors Pure Saiyan kind of build, you're going to be looking pretty solid as a 200% lead. That roster featuring Pure Saiyans is the best. Space Traveling Warriors has some very good ones in there. That's going to be a good one. And a nice 170% across the board for Saiyan Saga. And of course, some of the Vegetas and Nappas are indeed Space Traveling Warriors. So this is actually a well thought out unit, a well thought out leader skill at the very least. So let's see. Greatly raises attack and defense. That's a 50% raise to stats. And it's an AoE unit. So again, has some value. Funny how Raditz always seems to have the AoE effect, don't they? So 150% to stats, very strong considering he's on a 200% lead there. Attack and defense 50% when performing a super attack, on the fact that he actually gives himself 50% as well on his super attack effect. That is against facing one enemy, and if that enemy is 50% less. So that's for finishing them off. You're still getting, well, okay, so under 50% HP for the remaining enemy. So good for finishing them off. You'd be a stonewall for that. There are several Super Battle Road stages where the last enemy, the last stage, is just one enemy. So that itself can be useful. 100% attack and a 50% chance to crit. That's just flat out. That's actually quite good. So that'll be on attack. That's actually really good. So performs a crit within the same turn after receiving an attack, plus an additional 100. Oh, okay, right. So that's weird. I don't get that. So they've given him a flat out 50% chance to crit, but if he gets hit first, he will perform a critical hit guaranteed. That doesn't make any sense. And an additional 150% defense when facing 2 or more enemies. So in Super Battle Road, Pure Saiyans, or even Space Traveling Warriors, you put him in slot 1, he's going to get that extra 150% defense, guaranteed crits, and 2 key for the rest of the battle after delivering the final blow, which is quite plausible, actually, especially against multiple enemies. That is probably plausible. Okay, let's go back into it a little bit. So, greatly raises attack. So that's a big. So yeah, that's a how much percentage out of 50%? Yeah, 50. So greatly raises attack and stuns the enemy. Definitely made to make Saiyan Saga and Space Traveling Warriors a better, more terrifying team. And honestly, after seeing this unit, I can see that. So when facing one enemy, after that a character has received 3 attacks. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I think they do design to put this guy into slot 1, so you get hit once or maybe twice. You get that additional defense. You get that guaranteed crit. You get the additional attack. And then you just finish off the enemy. So that is, it's well thought out. The only one thing I have a problem is, why give him a 50-50 chance to crit if you're just going to give him guaranteed crits later on? I mean, this guy's kit is a bit wonky. I suppose you could justify it as you could run him in slot 2 or 3, but this guy seems to be someone that you want to keep around. So I don't understand quite that bit, but make no mistake, the fact that this guy's going to be performing crits with his additional attack buff there, this guy's going to be putting out a lot of damage, that's for sure. I presume compared to that, he's going to have same warrior race. Yeah, he's got pretty much the same link set as Nappa, so he's made to go with that Nappa specifically as well. You can get this with the LRAGL Nappa as well. That's actually not too bad. The only other thing that there is as well is TURLES has his EZA. We will not touch more into this as we have already touched into it a little bit, save for the fact that he is extremely valuable for extreme class across the board for Battlefield, and the movie boss 170% across the board. He still maintains his chance to stun, but now he raises defense. He has a big, massive 160%, still gives key in attack. However, the only gives defense if there is a superclass enemy. If that was just flat out as his passive, that would have been incredible. You now have a slightly extra higher chance to activate your Fruit of Tree of Might. And of course, when he does, he actually stacks attack and defense. So that is pretty good. And you get that for a few turns as well. So we won't touch more into this. He's been on several off my videos, but make no mistake, this guy is an absolute beast. He is a great support in his normal form, and when he eats that apple, he is just all about him. But he is an absolute machine. And the only other final thing as well to come out for Global is we have a new stage of Super Battle Road. It should be fairly easy for most regular players. It is Power Absorption. It's fairly easy. You have two options here, which is actually pretty good. You've either got the new Cell, who is a 200% lead for the Android build, and you have LR Buhon, which is very good for a healing kind of self recovery build for the Margin Boo side. So you could run Androids, so you could run the int LR cell, and you can have the STR support. You can even run Android 21, who's just had an easy A. And don't forget, 19 and 20, they heal from blast as well. So quite good. If you think recently we've had a couple of easy A's. You can slap on the Shenrons just at either side as well. If you wanted to go for the Boo side, you could run Boo alongside. This is a reasonable support that can get the job done, especially with his stun chance. This guy's okay. You can use this guy, especially with his heal, just hide him. Then you've got this guy who can transform, be useful. Again, these two would work fairly well there. Then, of course, you got Fat Boo, who's also pretty good if you have this guy as well. So it should be fairly easy for all regular players. But that's it. That's what's going to be in this. So not much to look forward to, just a few little things. But, of course, after this will be the worldwide download celebration. So that'll be it. That's what you should look forward to. And until then, bye-bye.